Good morning, and welcome back to the morning sports session. Today on the show, we're going to talk about Devontae Freeman signs the highest running back contract, NBA thinking it's alright to form super teams, and New England Patriots are the first NFL team to own their own private jet. Coming to you today on the morning sports session.
Everything else is lit, so I don't care. Everything else is lit, so I don't care.
Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the morning sports session. I'd like to introduce myself as always, Big Ray, my colleagues Denzel, Jarrell, Patrick. Today we're going to start off our show like always with the first bait. And today for our first topic of the first bait, NBA teams just forming super teams. Like, what's going on with that, Patrick?
It's all over. It's the new thing in the NBA. I love it. I think it's gonna be good eventually. It'll take time, but eventually there will be a league with a bunch of super teams. Right now, I wrote down 7 teams. I wouldn't call them all super teams, but eventually I believe these 7 teams will be super teams. Golden State, Cleveland, Minnesota, Houston, OKC, San Antonio, and Boston. Cleveland, we'll see about that. It depends, obviously, what Kyrie does, what LeBron does. But I think if they fall off the list, somebody else enters that list, wherever LeBron goes.
The biggest team I think you missed was L.A. Where's the Lakers at?
Like I said, I can't put them on my super team list right now.
I'm talking about teams in general.
See,
like,
if we're
Lakers
broadcasting towards the future, yeah.
Yeah, in a couple of years,
Like I said,
Lakers got too much money that they're going to spend it.
If LeBron goes there, Cleveland goes off of that list, and LA takes their place.
Denzel?
I want to talk about what Charles Barkley had to say about Kyrie, because when we talk about that, then you talk about super teams, because he said something about how Kyrie, the intentions of an NBA player should be to win and not to be the man on the team. I don't understand that, because Kyrie plays on a super team, and they say he plays on a super team, but he was the man by himself before, and he couldn't win. So to him, he already won with LeBron, so maybe he wants to go back and try to reprove himself from what he did before. Obviously he thinks he can do it. And Charles Barkley saying anything about it, like, does he forget the fact that in 1996 he teamed up with Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon in Houston after Houston won 2 titles?
They won a title.
And they didn't win. So, he was the man and couldn't get it done himself. Yeah. So Charles Barkley saying that he tried to win 2 and still couldn't get it done. Yeah. So I didn't like that.
He doesn't have
I think he's just hating on the super
Yeah,
teams.
exactly. Charles spent his whole career, most of his career, he was by himself. Yeah. He was the man, not winning. And, Kyrie has one. Like you said, Kyrie was on a super team. Kyrie has a ring. Yeah. Kyrie has a ring, therefore he is free to go and explore different sides of basketball, different aspirations than just winning championships, getting money, being a star. Because Kyrie Irving, we all know his talent. When you look at the top 15 list of the best players in the NBA, Kyrie Irving's never on that list.
Never.
Yeah. Kyrie's never in top 15. Kyrie isn't on all pro teams. Any of that.
You know what?
Kyrie wants to do that. That's why he's leaving. As long as he's under LeBron's shadow, he's not going to be that guy in Cleveland. He's not going to get the respect he deserves, because people think, oh, Kyrie's great, but he's only doing it because LeBron's there.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Kyrie and super teams, I know he's going to get traded eventually. You think he's going to leave whenever he's a free agent and go to a super team, full on himself?
He says that he wants to be by himself. I don't believe that that's really what it is. I don't think he wants to be by himself. He wants to be the best player on the team.
Yeah.
I think he goes to Minnesota. I think he's still the best player on that team. In my mind.
I think if LeBron ends up leaving the East and he goes somewhere like New York or even
Boston.
Yeah, even Boston. I can't see him going to Boston, but if he goes another strong team in the East and is the best player there, I could see him actually wanting to do that and staying in the East, because then he'll probably be one of the top 5 players in the East.
Yeah.
Already probably is.
He is, but
still, you know what I mean.
LeBron leaving, he'll be fighting,
And he'll be able to win.
spot.
Yeah, he'll be able to win
Yeah.
there in the East and actually prove that he could be the man by himself. With the Eastern Conference being such a soft conference,
Yeah.
so I think he can get it done.
I think so too. I would like to see him stay out east.
Yeah, I think I would like to see him with the
when-
Knicks.
I mean, we know LeBron's leaving. We know
Yeah.
LeBron's more than likely going to leave the East. The East is
Heading out
everybody's
west.
leaving the East. So I mean, we need to keep all the All Stars we can out East.
I'm not sure if LeBron's gonna. I mean, I would like to see it, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not all in that he's
Yeah.
gonna be leaving the East yet.
He's leaving Cleveland. He's leaving Cleveland. and
It depends.
Yeah, it depends on what they get back for Kyrie. If they were able to get back John Wall and Boogie,
Yeah.
LeBron ain't going nowhere.
If they find a trade halfway through the season to get Kevin Love out of there and Kyrie out of there for some decent assets, I can
And
see
LeBron won't
staying.
go anywhere. But
Yeah.
Hey, who knows? Next up, NFL predictions for the AFC South. Because you know that division's always getting thrown
up for
around.
grabs.
AFC South's a little tricky. I mean,
Yeah, it
at
is.
first, like from last year, I thought it was going to be a little. I thought it was going to be tough this year, but after really looking at the schedules, I don't think it's going to fall as close as we think it is. I got Houston finishing 11-5. I'm telling you, Deshaun Watson's going to be starting. That's going to
Yeah.
they're going to be a force to reckon with. That defense is already top in the league, so I mean, they got that. Tennessee's I got second place. Maybe a wild card. We'll see how the AFC's been too tough, so with this record of 9-7, I don't see them being a wild card. They need a better one than that if they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I got Jacksonville. Even though I have faith in them, Blake Bortles isn't looking.
Nah.
He's not looking too promising. I have them finishing 5-11.
A steep.
Give it. There was a couple games I could have gave them, but I just thinking
Also
like
pull it
if
off.
it's on the line, Blake Bortles ain't pulling it off. Put it that way. And at the bottom,
Thanksy.
at the bottom of the AFC South, I am proud to announce I have the Indianapolis Colts finishing 4-12. Andrew Luck, who knows if he's even going to be healthy, to tell you the truth. He's coming off surgery. He's not going to be prepared for the beginning of the season. If he is, we'll see. He's going to be hit a lot. That line is not improved.
Is it going to be a Peyton Manning situation? You remember how he came off the surgery?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's I don't think it's as severe because it's his
young.
shoulder, but it could be. He is young. He can get back. He can strengthen up, but it depends on how he takes these hits because that line did not improve, and he's going to be
He
taking
gets
a
hit.
lot of
He
these
gets
hits. So I got the Colts finishing 4-12.
To me, with that division, the Colts, I'm going to piggyback off him about the Colts because I have them finishing 4th in that division also. And their defense was ranked 30th last year. And, I mean, they did go out and draft a corner and a safety this year, but do you think that'll make them that much better?
No.
Plus, like you said, with Andrew Luck's injury, I don't think they'll be that good of a team this year. I'm going to go with the Jaguars in 3rd also. Blake Bortles has to prove himself. He's had 51 picks in the last 3 seasons, and that's not going to cut it. I mean, they did go out and get Fournette. He has high expectations. They have a great young defense. So this, to me, has to be the year where they actually pick it up. They have to get moving. I mean, they were at the bottom of the division for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years. They have to actually make it come up. But next, since we're going backwards, I'm going to give my number 2 team in that division, and I'm going to go with the Texans. They have the best 3-man attack. J.J. Watt, obviously, Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Merciless. Yeah. They're strong up. They're strong. They went out and got Donta Freeman as a rookie. He's a rookie this year, obviously. Hopkins is there, but obviously with the quarterback situation that they have going on, Savage, I don't really trust him. Deshaun, we'll talk about him again. He played good today. Real quick, they have Brandon Williams on the roster. I seen him playing today and. Go Cap. Like, why is Cap? Like, you got all these quarterbacks. Where's Cap at?
Brandon Williams played an awful
Brandon
day today.
But for real, I believe that the Titans are going to win this division. The Titans this year, they have a deep running game with DeMarco Murray, Derrick Henry, and Mariota. So then you add that in with them probably having the 3rd best line behind the Dallas Cowboys and Oakland of last year. They're really going to be dangerous. And then they went out and got Eric Decker. They went out and signed They got Corey Davis in the draft this year. They And, another 1st-round pick that they had, Adoree Jackson.
Yep.
So you look at it like that, I mean, they're definitely going to win this division, in my
looking
opinion.
like the most loaded team.
They're
ever.
definitely loaded.
Yeah.
They are loaded, but I still think Houston is going to win that division. It's going to be close. I got them at 11-5. Starting the season off a little bit slow, but I think once Deshaun takes over that job and gets comfortable with that job, they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, with that defense and a player like that can win games, pull games out that he shouldn't pull out, with that defense, they're going to be tough to beat. I got Tennessee right behind him at 10-6. They pushed. Tennessee, I had them starting the season strong, but they had a tough schedule at the end of the season. Knocked them out of the playoff race. 10-6, and I had them just missing the playoffs. Jacksonville 6-10. I mean, I wanted to make them better. I really like Jacksonville. I've been rooting for them. They've been getting better, but tough schedule. Blake, and I mean, I think this might be a blessing in disguise for Jacksonville. They have another bad year, and I think they'll realize it's time to move on. They'll get themselves a better quarterback. They'll be better. And Banksy's Colts last, and certainly least. I mean, like you said, offensive line trouble is horrible. Their defense got a little bit better, but I don't think it's going to be enough to bridge the gap.
Don't help with their schedule.
Well,
Their schedule's really tough.
One thing there is we can say for sure, Darwin. Sorry, bro. Sorry. But it's time for our next segment of the day, guys. Burn run. And to follow up on the Texans and Deshaun Watson, we're going to talk about the preseason matchup against Carolina.
Deshaun looked good.
Yeah, he did.
Smart and quick in the pocket. I seen. I was watching a couple plays where the line collapsed on him and he was able to move, get out of there, get out of the pocket, deliver a couple passes down. Not even a lot of decent passes downfield that I was actually impressed for it to be his first game.
He looked really poised. He looked like somebody that's played in 2 national title games.
Yeah.
He didn't look like he was nervous at all the preseason game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been there before. He played really well. Real quick note from the Panthers. Undrafted Damier Byrd. 5'9" from South Carolina, had 4 receptions, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He went off. He ran a 4.2 40
He did.
when he was coming into the league. He looked good.
You know who else looked
Maybe
good?
you got another speedster for Cam.
You know who else looked good for Cam? Calvin. We were talking about him the other day, but
He did.
he had that first possession. He had that nice long catch. They didn't score on it, but then he came down and had a touchdown the next possession.
Making
So
catches.
He mozzed
Jarrell,
off
your
the
thoughts
assistant
quickly?
manager.
Well, how did you guys feel about Savage's reporting out there?
It was good, but not great.
yeah,
Good, but he didn't separate himself. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
much more
That's what
impressive.
I
Alright.
Yep. All right.
Next topic for the burn run. Devontae Freeman signs the highest running back contract.
I'm glad you said that because it's amazing to me that the highest running back contract's only, 8.25 mil.
running backs in 2004.
A year.
LaDainian Tomlinson in 2004 signed an $8,000 contract. No,
$8
$8 million contract. I'm sorry. So
That's ridiculous. Well, his contract 5-year extension through 2022, 41.25 mil, 22 guaranteed.
I mean
It's not bad, but
it's the highest paid running back for now.
so and the big question is, how does this affect Bill?
I don't think it does at all. I mean, Bell's not looking for this. Bell's not looking for an $8 million contract, as he shouldn't be. I mean, Bell's going to make $12 million this year from his franchise tag. So.
Bell's a 3-down back. That's the difference.
That's
Freeman
exactly.
splits the carries in the backfield. Le'Veon already turned down a $12 million deal. So after this, I mean, it may not go too much higher than $12 million, but I'm sure that it's not going to go anywhere close.
I think if anything, it hurt him because it showed how the market is for running
it did
backs.
show the truth about the
Yeah,
market.
but his catches. I mean, I don't.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
they're
like the Steelers, but
second
we
to
are.
none.
I don't hate.
Yeah, he's not just a running back.
Yeah, no, he's not.
At this point, I guess they're kind of used to it, but still, they need a little more something.
Yeah.
Next, Martavis. He's conditionally allowed to practice and participate,
one,
guys.
Goodell must have heard me
That's a
talking,
good thing for the
fellas.
Steelers.
Goodell must have heard me talking because I swear just the other day I was talking about how Roger Goodell needs to quit dragging his feet, put my man on the field, and here we go.
You better just hope he doesn't mess up.
Now he's gonna mess up. Now he's gonna mess up.
I hope so.
This is just another weapon for Big Ben. Just another weapon
Hey.
for Big Ben. Take some pressure off AB. You know what I mean? Juju's gonna be out there. Like it's gonna be a great
I hope
scene.
Juju has a great year. I
Clean
hope
and serene,
Martavis-
baby.
I hope Juju has a great year. I hope Martavis makes it to the 2018 offseason. Up and down with the Steelers. And on his way out the door.
And to the Rams.
Oh my no, Bill, call him. Belichick, call him. I'm not hearing that.
Next up, MLB Player Weekend jerseys.
Listen, can I start real quick, guys?
Yeah,
Before you
yes,
guys,
you
because I
may,
know
'cause-
you like them. But come on, y'all. They ain't corny a little bit.
It's very
Yeah,
corny, but it's cool. It's fun. The NFL would never do anything like that.
Has movie
Hold
name
on.
his back.
Do they call themselves this? Like, did they? Who gave them these nicknames? That's what I want to know. Did their
know.
mom
I think
call them
some
this?
self-proclaimed.
Some
I
of
think
They're
their
self-proclaimed, yeah. Like they
some-
wrote it down on a piece of paper. Like
I think
they turned it in like it was homework. Like
I
this is
think
what I
they're
want to be called on my jersey. Like that. I mean, I like it. I think it's cool. The
Yeah.
NBA did it obviously before, but we
You don't
knew
like
what
your
those
homies?
names. Oh yeah,
Judge,
all right.
All
I do like that
All
one.
right, that is cool.
I do like
My
that
favorite has to be Brandon Phillips, that dude.
Mm.
So
Of course, you already know Mookie Betts representing the Sox. It's good.
So Patrick, the New England Patriots go out and get a team jet. How do you feel about that?
I really like it. A lot of people have been bashing them about it, saying it's a waste of money. I think that more teams should be doing this instead of they've been paying big money to get on airlines and travel an entire team. I mean, 54-man roster in the NFL across the country.
I'm just surprised.
That's a lot of money that you figure they've been spending over the years. Why not go buy yourself a jet? I'm sure they're going to make up their money eventually.
I'm surprised they
and
didn't
they're
already
riding
do
in
this.
style.
I'm surprised this already hasn't happened. Like, what was taking so long?
this is just Robert Kraft flexing
Yeah.
his muscles,
Yeah.
saying I'm better than everyone else, which you got the right
Man.
to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As much as I hate the
Jerry's, I
Patriots,
guarantee
those-
Jerry's the next one to go out and get
Oh
one.
yeah, the Cowboys are definitely.
You know
Yeah.
Jerry's
and
gonna
then
be
the
the next one to
Giants.
go out and get
Obviously,
one.
the richest teams will act rich.
The Jets were nice. They had the trophies on the back.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty cool.
I'll give them it.
All right, it's time for our third segment of the day, the Blaze Point. And in today's Blaze Point, we're going to talk about amateurism in college sports. Jarrell?
Well, obviously, it all started with. Well, I think it all started back whenever players just started asking to get paid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just there. You know, like Rosen just came out and said the other day, players are having 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah.
One, they got to keep the grades. 2, they got to go out there and perform on the field. If they don't, I mean, either way. If you don't perform, you lose your scholarship. You lose your
Yeah.
time to be at the school. I feel like they need to be paid.
Yeah.
Like there's no other way around it.
Yeah.
It's been too long. They definitely spend all of their think about how much time you do at work.
Yeah.
That's just an 8-hour
Yeah.
shift. Football players, they're probably at football 8 hours a day. Other than that, you're in class.
Not to mention Josh Rosen's a quarterback. It's going to be more than just
That's even more.
practice.
You're
It's
at film.
study.
Exact-
It's a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So I mean, it's definitely time the players need to get their money. They're wasting. It's the NCAA. They make so much money out of these players.
That's my
You
problem.
don't have to give them a lot, just give them something.
My problem is the revenue that these universities are bringing in off their college athletes. And, I mean, I know firsthand, college athletes struggle. They live day to day, a really rough life day to day, and don't have much money. Actually, don't have any money.
Yeah.
Not allowed to go make money. Don't have time to go make money.
Yeah.
There's certain things we're not allowed to do to make money.
Yeah.
So what do you want college athletes to do? I mean, and especially football, the revenue that they are bringing in, that these universities are getting from football,
It's
and you
ridiculous.
can't pay the guys getting you the money. I mean, they will broadcast, they'll advertise a player, Josh Rosen, for example. I'm sure UCLA will advertise Josh Rosen, put his face in front of everything. Buy our tickets. Here's a picture of Josh Rosen. What's Josh Rosen getting from that?
Not the time.
In education, I understand that. Cool. But Josh Rosen's not interested in education, and I don't blame him. If you're that talented, you're that good, you know what you're going to do. You didn't come to play school. Quote Cardell Jones. You came here to establish yourself, prove yourself, get to the NFL.
My question is though, say they do pay the players, do they have to go back and all the players that they from the past?
No.
I know they don't.
No, I
but
get-
like people like Reggie Bush. See, that's gonna
They took
always
his
it's gonna
Heisman.
haunt
Yeah,
me.
they
Like
took
that
his
haunts
Heisman.
me that Reggie doesn't have his
And-
Heisman.
and
Probably
according
the
to
single
the- I feel like they
greatest
should give
season
it back.
in a
And
football
it
player's
doesn't
history.
exist.
And it
Doesn't
doesn't-
exist. In the NCAA, accordingly, Reggie Bush does not exist.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous to me, and I just think that
USC didn't exist.
Yeah, USC didn't
The great
exist. They're-
USC teams that we watched growing up
Didn't exist.
They technically didn't
And
exist.
I think it's things like that that are is always gonna hold them up from ever deciding to pay the players because These are rules that they've always had, and like we've always said,
They make
rules are
drastic
rules.
actions off these rules.
Yeah, so
because if you do change them, do you have to go back and give everyone
and people
their
like us
stuff
are
back?
penalized because we don't get college sports games.
Yeah.
As football specifically, we don't get it anymore because they won't play the players, and the players want paid
Yep.
to be on a game. They should be paid
As
to
they
be on
should,
that game.
as they should be.
So we're paying for it too.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Where's our money going then? So when we all go out and buy NCAA, where's our money going?
Yeah.
Just to the NCAA?
To the
Exactly.
boosters'
J-
pockets.
just to the NCAA, just to the man upstairs, like
Yeah.
that's messed up. The players definitely deserve to be paid in college. I mean, I think it will eventually happen.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon.
I mean, like
But-
you said, the education. That's main. Like you got to go finish your school. If that's the case, you just make
Yeah.
sure you got to stay in and finish your stuff. But at the end of the day, it's hard to survive as a college student if you're not getting anything. And for them to broadcast these players and use their likeness to make money, like it's not just little money. NCAA makes a
Billions.
lot of
Yeah.
money,
Billions of dollars. And
Yeah.
and they just they see nothing for it.
I mean,
They have
wouldn't
it to give back, so there's
like
no
yeah,
reason
they,
why.
like
doesn't
like,
that
I mean,
sound like such a great business? Wouldn't you guys want to be in charge of that business? We make billions of dollars. Don't have to pay any
give it back.
employees. We don't have to pay our employees.
Yeah.
You just make the money. Everything's ours.
That's almost worse than. That's almost
It's
worse.
horrible. It's absurd when you really
Highway
when you really
robbery,
think about it.
yeah.
Like, dang.
That's
That's
crazy.
sad.
And like a Jalen Hurts at Alabama, how much money is he making in Alabama? So much money.
Yeah. Anyway,
Someone like Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the biggest school in the country, he's making them so much
but
money.
do you guys think that every player gets paid the same amount?
Not at all.
See, now that's where I'm
Actually, yeah, I do.
That's where it gets hard. 'cause I think
Actually,
so.
yeah, I do.
think-
Actually, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think
They're gonna
it's-
have to. It's like-
because I mean, all the college kids equally need to survive. Like I said, that's no joke. All college athletes struggle, so you need to give all those kids something first and foremost, so they can survive, and
They all get something, not
actually be
equal.
okay. But I think it should be equal. You can't. You run into too much of a problem when you try to give people different salaries. Now you got Jalen Hurts coming in here asking for more money than you just gave his friend. You're just making it harder now for everybody to get paid. Now it ain't never gonna work because everybody's always gonna have something to complain about.
exactly.
Need to figure out a good set amount of money and give it to them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I would love to see it happen. I think it will eventually.
Fellas, we hope something works out for you guys. We love watching you every Saturday. It gives us something to do.
I want college football back. The video game, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Okay, everyone. It's time for these guys' last hits. Jarrell, who would you like to pass your last hit off to today?
My last hit's going to Josh Dobbs. They announced he's going to be starting a preseason game for us against the Giants. I feel like he's definitely going to have to make some noise. I mean, them starting him over Landry Jones is just proving how much faith that we have in him, how much that he's shown already in camp. So hopefully he puts on a show and separates himself from the pack.
Denzel, who would you like to pass your last hit off to?
This is depressing. I'm going to have to give my last hit out to Tiger Woods. Once one of the most highly touted black figures in sports, considering what he did for the game of golf and what he did for us, to today entering his first-time offenders DUI program. My have the mighty fallen. I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm depressed. It's almost depressing, Tiger. I'm not gonna say I looked up to you, but my friend Daryl will tell you we wanted to play golf senior year, bro. So Tiger, I hope you can get back out there and win some majors or do something again. And please stay out of the system. Please, Tiger. Come on.
Patrick, who would you like to pass your last hit off to?
My last hit is going to be for Jalil Okafor. After being on the trade block for 2 years and being very unhappy with the situation, he is now content and happy with staying with the Sixers. He's now starting to realize that there's not a place in this league for big men that can do one thing, score the ball and can't defend. It's not a place for you in the starting lineup, but there is a place for you on the bench in the rotation, and I think he's going to be a great role player for us. Coming off the bench, probably be our seventh man, and it's going to do work. Happy to see him stay, accepting his role, and now he can get to work.
You love this 6 years, huh?
Absolutely trust the process. Always.
Whatever.
There you have it. That was these guys' last hit. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch us tomorrow, same time, same place, same faces. Peace.